So if y'all want to pull this back up later, y'all can do that. Let's grab this over here. So I'm gonna be trading this GBP AUD, and I'm gonna use that to go over stuff tonight while I'm looking at that, while I'm gonna trade it.
Okay.
And, what I'll be looking for to trade it. So let me pull this over here. My bad. I just had like a real busy day, so
This works out for me perfectly, so thank you.
oh, it's cool. I talk about this stuff all day long, man.
It's so exciting, isn't it, once you get it?
Yeah, I can talk about this stuff all day and night. Um, so right here. Jeez. That's crazy. You see this?
Yeah, that's from the news.
You see that? That is crazy. I did not.
I almost got in that too. I was like, nah, it's news. Let me just get out.
That's what you're supposed to get in.
Right? I could have made so much money. Duh.
You're supposed to get in right there. All right, let me do this. So the news for GBP AUD, it drops at 7:30, right? Um,
Okay, tonight.
and I don't know if you guys use Forex Factory yet, but this gives you news. Forex Factory.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Forex Factory. This is what we're gonna be trading. We're gonna be trading the employment rate.
Okay.
Um, and if I check that, and I also check my FX book too.
Every night?
Not every night. So I set up my trade for the news at on Sundays. So like I'll just go down the list for all the news setups that are high impact, and that's what
Okay.
I trade. I don't trade the low impact or medium, but sometimes on Forex Factory it'll say medium. Or it'll say high impact. This red folder, and then on here it'll say medium impact. So I still will trade it if it's red over here. So I'll just take that and just run with that. And
Okay.
I just kind of let it play out how it play out on a news trade. And but let me just clear out some of this stuff. Where did it go? Yes. Yeah. All right, there we go. So this on the daily right here. Um, let me see. I need to get this set up for this news. So when I'm looking at a news setup, I check the recent candle action, recent price action, right? And I'm looking for where it could go if it drops and where it could go if it shoots up, right? So I can already see potential area for it to move down to, right? And that's right here because I got this long wick, right? And wicks show you, they show you the rejection of price, right? So I keep this right here. I'll look for, if it drops down, it should shoot down at least to here, right?
Okay.
At least to here, because that's the most recent rejection, strong rejection area right here. It could come back down to here, or it could come down to here. It just depends on how strong the move is. But this, if it's a strong move, it'll likely reject right here. And then that's on the bottom, right? So on the top, you might have to scroll back a little bit. Might have to scroll back a little bit. So probably here, this will be your next area right here. And that's basically lines up with your zones, your support resistance zone. So we looking at, if it shoots up, it might shoot up probably, let me move this up just a little bit, probably here. If we get a strong news move. And you can tell that by looking at this move right here. You see how it wigged here and went all the way up here, right? If you're taking this day was news too. This day was news on the GBP pair, right? This whole move was 256 points, right? That would have been crazy to catch that, right? And you don't even have to catch all of it. You just got to try to get this portion of the move, like from the time when it pushes up until it wicks, right? So that's what I would be looking for if I'm taking this trade. Then you also got this one, this news trade. I think this was news right here. You look at how long this move was. This move was 322 points. Like with just a 0.1, you got $320 if you take it, you know? So that's the kind of move we looking for on this pair tonight at 7:30, and it's about to get ready to drop. And so what you want to do when you trade in news, right? You want to look at recent structure. You want to look at recent price structure. You want to see where has price held over the recent time frame of this before this news, and you got this little box right here, and you see how price is just holding right here. And you basically, when you're trading news, you don't really know the direction of the move, right? If the news comes out good, then it should push up depending on the pair you're trading, right? Since we trading GBP AUD, if the news is good, we're gonna expect for the price to fall, right?
Okay.
And if it's bad, we're gonna expect the price to shoot up. And that's because if it's bad news and it affects the price, that means that the GBP pairs are stronger than AUD pairs, right? So what we'll do is to keep us from getting pulled into the order without having an order in, we'll take our measure and measure down 20 to 25 pips, right? And this will be where we place our order at this area. We'll place a buy stop at this particular area. I don't remember where it was, but let me pull that out.
You mean a sell stop?
Yep, sell stop. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. Okay, so from here, which is this wick low, we're gonna put about 20. I'm gonna put it at 30 pips because price already near the low of this box. So I'm gonna put it at 30 pips. And then let me draw this, let me put this horizontal line right here. So that'll be where we place our sell stops, and then our buy stops, it'll be the same above. So we will go 20 above here, and that's where we'll put, 20 above here. That'll be where we put our buy stop. So in the case that the price shoots up, we have orders that come in here, and it's got to go up 20 points from this price consolidation area right here. It's got to go up, because in order for it to pull us into the trade before it pulls us in. So that way it's a clear direction of where the market is going. So we don't just get pulled into a trade without it actually knowing without us knowing that it's gonna go in that particular direction, right? So
Mm-hmm.
when we set it up, we'll put our orders in here, and then as soon as we see it move and it pulls us into the trade here or here, we're manually exiting out the trade. So say for
Yeah.
instance, it comes down, it comes down.
You watch it and then you come out when you want.
Yep,
You're the stop loss, basically.
yep. It comes down, it pushes down, it pushes down, it starts to wick right here, right? As it's going back up, you're coming out of your order. You're closing it out right there. You're taking the profit, whatever it is, you're taking the profit right there. So even if another candle takes it up or down even further, you're still coming out of the order. So, and you should be in profit from that point.
Oh, so you move your stop loss. Wait, say that one more time. Sorry. So you put in a stop loss.
No, you doing that yourself.
So you
Yes.
said if it comes back up.
You can set your own stop loss, but for me, I'm watching the trade. This is not a
Yeah.
trade that you just gonna leave. This
So
is a
you
trade that you're manually controlling the whole time. You're manually entering it. You're entering the trade on the pending orders, and then you're manually exiting out of the trade.
yeah, what did you say before? So when it comes down to this point, what do you do again? Sorry, I missed that part.
So, say you get pulled in right here where we
Mm-hmm.
put our orders, and this is the candle, right? You got price coming down, coming down, coming down, coming down. It pushes up. As soon as it pushes up here, at this point, it starts to wick, right?
Got it. So you
It
get out.
starts to wick. And as it starts to push back up, you pulling out, you closing out your order right there.
Okay. So you can have the okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Exactly. So as soon as you see it to start come down,
That's a wick.
close out. It'll work the opposite if you are doing it as a buy, right? If it's a buy and I get pulled in here, and let's say this is our direction is going up, gets to this point, it throws a wick right here and it starts failing, right? As soon as you start to see it come back down, you're closing the order out and taking profit, whatever it is. And then another thing you can do, if you kind of like hesitant about how you should or when you should take profit, you can set a TP of 20 pips.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That way, it'll automatically pull you out at 20 pips. And if you are like concerned, like, oh, I didn't catch the whole move, I could have got this many pips, I could have got that many pips. What you do is you lower the lot size and you stack your orders. So that way, if you put your take profit at 20 pips, you got 2 orders in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You say, for instance, you wanted to go 0.5, right? And you use 0.25 to get a 5, right? That was your order, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you use that to get the whole 0.5. You use 2.5s to get a whole 5 order, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And that way, if you want to get that whole 5, you instead of you getting 20 pips off of that one order, you got 40 pips.
That's a good idea.
Because you twin traded. So that way you still get the whole order. You just gotta manage 2 orders, and it's quick. I don't suggest you do this on a phone though.
Yeah.
Like doing this on the phone is cool. It can be done, but I would not recommend it because you are trying to get these trades kind of they last when it trades the way it's supposed to. It could last 10 to 15 seconds. So you don't really want to be you don't want this to linger on. Like if in most cases if it doesn't move in the first place, you want to just get out, close out the trade, and just try it again later. And it's like these trades, they're like, you know, they're not usually they're hit or miss, but when they hit, they like you'll know why you just did it, you know. Like sometimes you get news and it doesn't do a thing, you know. Sometimes you get news and it does everything, you know. But at the end of the day is you're looking for that quick move, that quick direction, and quick in and out. Because this is 20 to this is like 100 pips in some cases, you know. And you just get 100 pips in like 20 minutes, you know. So that's what you want to look for. That's what you're trying to get out of the market. You're trying to get this 20 to 30 quick, get 100 pips quick, and keep it moving. So that's what I'm setting up for right now on my other computer. I'll show you guys. I'll show you guys the reaction after the fact, because then I can open it up on this computer. And that way you guys can see, because you know sometimes we'll set our orders in, you know, and they won't ever get triggered, you know, which is okay because we didn't lose any money. If it didn't trigger, we didn't lose any money, and we don't want that to happen, right? We don't want to have to worry about something like that, and that's perfectly fine if it never triggers, right? We just want to make sure that we set our orders high enough so that if we get pulled into the trade, we can get out, we can get in, get out real quick, and then we don't have to get a lot of drawback. Like we want it to move as soon as the news drops, as soon as it's released, and get it over with, right?
And that's in 10 minutes, right?
Less than 10 minutes, like 15 minutes. If it moves and you in after 15 minutes, that's okay. But, you know, I don't recommend. I just recommend that you get in, get out. That's all it is. It's like, it's one of them things that it should be like, this should be a 5 to 10 minute thing. It should take you longer to set up your trades than it does to actually take the trade. So, like I said, this if you don't have structure like this, in some cases you don't have structure like this because the market could have been all over the place, right? But what you would look for is like, say we got something like this, right? It's got a little structure right here, right? This is a good setup right here. This is a good setup because you can trade here to here and then trade the break on that. So this was another good setup. So you put your orders in right here. You put your order from the bottom. You say whatever you're going to say. Let's say since it was closer, since it kind of hung in the middle, I could probably leave it at about 20 pips. Your order goes here. Order goes here at the bottom for the sell stop. And then on the top, the buy stops go in.
Oh, okay.
Let's say this will be 25 pips, right? And you want to do this at least like I do it. I put my orders in at least like at least 20 to 30 minutes before the news, and then I'll adjust them right before the news hit, you know, just in case some situation changed. So for this pair, you would have been good. You would have got pulled in. You would have got pulled in right here. And as you can see, the price going up, you're watching the price go up. You get your wick right here, right? You get your wick. And as it's coming down, you closing it out right here, right? But if you closing it out, before it actually opens up a new candle, you already up 89 pips, 88 pips. Like, tell me you can't tell me you ain't had a good night. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially if you stacked it, you know, especially if you stacked and you manage them both the same way, sometimes, depending on how strong the move is, I'll leave one of my orders in and try to catch this next ride up and just hold it, you know. But that just depends on how strong the move. Like if it was something like this, the likelihood is I would have probably held this on and then left that trade open, because this actually shift the market in a different direction, because it was going down. It was going down in a downtrend right here. And
Sorry, I'm moving mine.
it was going in a downtrend, and this like reversed the market from this news right here. I don't remember what this was, but you can obviously see that it moved into a different direction, but it eventually returned into that direction. And so another thing that I do is I switch to the 15-minute or the 5-minute, so that way I can see what's going to happen before. Like a lot of people, they put their orders on the 1 hour, and then they put their orders in on the 1 hour, and then they trade it off of the 1 hour. But I actually just set my orders off of the 1 hour, and then I trade it on the 5-minute, because the 5-minute tell you that when the move's going to actually happen sooner than the hour is. So I'm actually watching that more so than I am. And then you got this structure. You got clear support right here, clear resistance right here. And you can see that it's just been up and down, up and down. So even before this, you could have been trading this. You could have just been trading from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom, and you could have made a lot of money. Sometimes I'm not a scalper, but I'm not so much a scalper. I'm a price action trader. Like, so I trade, I scalp, I swing, I long term, like whatever the price tell me to do, that's what I do. If the price tell me to stay in this for a long time, then I stay in it for a long time. If the price tells me be in this for 5 minutes, be in this for 5 minutes, you know, because the market will tell you what to do depending on how the setup is, right? So once this moved in consolidation, it couldn't break out of this high right here. Couldn't break out of this high right here, right? So there's your ceiling, right? This is the ceiling. And couldn't break out of this low. This is your floor right here. And you get confirmation that this is the floor. You get confirmation that this is the ceiling, but you got one touch at this price. You got another touch at this price. You got another fail at this price right here. You got another fail up here. You got another touch right here. So that's 4 touches. That's how you confirm that this is resistance, right? That's the ceiling. As far as the support goes, it's the same thing. You got your confirmation here. This gets a retest right here. It shoots up, then comes back down, confirms that's the first area, that's a floor, right? Then you get your rejection right here. It doesn't come all the way down, but it's reacting to this former level right here. You got an actual test right here. This one come down, wick off. That's confirms this is consolidation, and it can't break it. And you got another attempt to come down, and it can't break it. So this kind of tells you that price is hung up right here. And you know that you can take it, like what I call it, you can go up and down the stairs, right? This is that type of action. Like you're taking a walk up and down the stairs. So from here, you're going up the stairs, taking this trade right here, coming out. You know it's going to come back down 50%. You go back up the stairs again and take it up here. You know you got another, you know it's going to come back down. This one came down more than 50%, but guess what? You can enter back in here. you want to, and then you know
Wait.
you're out.
So you said like a stairs. Go ahead.
Yep,
Sorry.
like a staircase, and you can confirm that by these
And
create.
this is on 5 minute.
This is on the 5 minute, but you'll see the same thing on all charts. It's not just that it's 5 minutes. You'll see it anywhere, right? And you
It's
get,
moving.
hold on,
How
I'm
you
about
know?
to pull it into this trade. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm in on this trade right now.
It's wicking.
Yep, it's wicking.
I got out. Woo!
I'm in. I'm still on it.
You still on it?
So I'm still
Think it's gonna go more?
It's still, the wick didn't come back, pull back hard, so I'm still gonna hold it. Still holding it right now. I'll let it go once I get a strong wick. So I'm still in it. Still in it. And it's nearing that area where I think it may pull back. I'm out. I'm gonna take that 100 and go on about my business. So
Woo! You had 100? I got my little $8.
yeah.
Hey, I got $8. That's good.
Take that little quick 100.
That's beautiful. Wow. Thank
That's how
you.
you trade that, right?
That was the first time I did the news. See? That was it.
That's
That's the first time I did the news.
That's cool.
Thank you. Yep.
That's how you do news. And so like
awesome.
we didn't even know where we were going. And you see, like, it broke out of our area. It confirmed direction right here that it's coming down, pulled us in right here. I told you it was gonna come down to about right here. And it didn't make it completely, but we got it close to it and got out. So that's how we handle that.
You made a fast $100. Wow, in like 2 seconds.
That's how you do that. You know, you don't have to be in the news trade too long, you know. And really, I would have honestly stayed in this a little longer, you know, but because I'm talking to you guys and doing this all at the same time, I don't want to have some crazy happen and I get pulled into this again. So at this point, normally I recommend you close out the other orders.
I did, yeah.
And depending on how strong this move was, sometimes I'll leave it in, because sometimes you'll see if the move isn't really that strong, it will reverse and push back up. And guess what? You already got your orders in, right? So if it was to reverse and push back up from here, you can leave those orders in, and now you got the trade in the opposite direction. Or if you see it wicking real hard, the other thing you can do is, if you see it wicking real hard, guess what? You can just put a buy or mark it back in if you see it going in the other direction and take it back up. So you can get into the trade like this, telling you once you get the wick, this tells you that it's pulling back up. It's going back up. So you can get
in on the pullback, can't you?
You can get in on the pullback. You just buy in on market from there and try to get in on the pullback. So that's how you do it. But you have to wait. If you're gonna get in on the pullback, you have to get a clear confirmation that pulling back. So you want to enter in on the next candle if you're gonna get the pullback, right?
Okay, gotcha.
Wait for the next candle to see if see if you get another wick on the next candle that pushes down and then push up, right? Or if it was going up, you want to see it wick up and then push down before you get back in. All right?
Okay.
So
wait for the next candle then.
Yeah, but this looks like I'm gonna leave this one alone. Let me
Yeah.
shoot a chat message out to the guys on the group. In the group, because you know, you still in Kim group, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was beautiful. That was my first time.
Yep.
That would be good, yeah. Yeah, Kim told us to do that, and I tried it one time, but it didn't work out so
Yeah,
well. So
do it.
this
Yeah,
time, that
do
was
it.
good. Though.
You see, like right now,
It was easy, and
back up.
you know what? That helped. The take profits helped. Even though, like, at least I had a limit. Like, even though I moved it, and then I was able to get out on my own, but at least I had a limit to.
So
I
that's
should
why I say put in 2 orders.
two
One
order. I
order
should have
you
done
set 20,
two.
and you take those 20 points, right?
Mm-hmm,
The next
mm-hmm.
order you manage that one yourself, so that way you don't have to worry about missing the move, right?
Right.
Because you don't want to get in that situation and be like, damn man, I could have got 50 points, I could have got 100 points, but I
Right.
set the order in for 20 and I only got 20 points, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
you divide it up, you take half of that with the first order, and then you manage the other half with your second order, and that way you don't have to worry about it, you know.
So because I know like if you put too high, if you over leverage, you could blow your account or it
Exactly.
won't even let you do it.
Exactly. And
So
then, you know, another thing is sometimes even though it goes up, it doesn't go up immediately. You might have a lag, like you might have it drop down just a little bit and then shoot up, right? So if you don't have that large of an account, the order could get canceled out because you get a margin call, right?
right,
You over leveraging, you could get a margin call, and
right.
then you get stopped out, not because you were trading wrong, but because you didn't have enough money in your account. So
Right.
you know,
So for $50, like how did you do it? Like how much did you put like sometimes I do 0.3, sometimes 0.5, like depending, maybe I'll do 2 0.5s.
I just use so when I'm trading news, I started with doing 2.5. I started by doing
2.5
2.5, but
with a $50 account.
I stacked 2 orders that were 2.5, and
Nice.
then I started doing 4. I started doing
You mean 0.25 or 2.5?
0.25. Yeah,
Oh, I was gonna say. Okay.
0.25, and I would
Okay.
stack those in by 4. So I would have one lot, but I would break it up into 4s, right?
4. So you had
So
4. So you had 4 trades in the same
yep, 4 trades on the
2.5.
same news, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would
22.
have 2 orders already set to take profit at 20 points.
Okay.
So that way I automatically got money, regardless of if I hold in and then move in a different direction. And
Got it.
then the other 2,
You managed.
I manage on my own. So one
Got
of
it.
them I typically closed out on the wick, and then the other one I tried to hold out one for the actual change in direction, right? You know, like
Mm-hmm.
I showed you earlier, right? You see, let me go back to the 1 hour. See how I showed you earlier, right? You see, dang, yeah, that jump was clean right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's clean. So you see how this
Like
one,
the one before. Yeah, it went down and then it went up.
you see how this one did, right?
Mm-hmm.
It broke out, and I could have closed out right here. My 20 points would have been like right around here somewhere. So I would have had 2 orders close out right here. Then I would have had 1 order close out right here. And then my intention would have been to hold the last one for
To
this
see
whole
go all the way up, right?
for the rest of this.
That would have been
That's why I do that.
beautiful.
So that way I
Yeah.
can, because you see it just changed the direction of the market. And I really wouldn't have had to close this trade out until it got to probably right here because it turned around at this point. And at that point, I just would have once it got past here, once it gotten past here and broke through this resistance right here, I would have just put stop loss in.
Stop loss right there. Yeah, let it ride out.
And just let it ride out. So, you know, if it broke, if it breaks back down, I'm good. You know, I'm not even worried about it. You know, I can just keep that in and just ride it. But like, I'll show you another setup. Like I didn't take this, but like everybody trading US 30 right now, and I traded too, but I kind of left it alone for a little while. But like, I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah, show me, because I heard about it, but I heard it moves so fast. And if you have a small account,
I'm gonna show you something though. Like one of the guys in our group, and he saw this with me. I remember when we both saw this, but he took the trade and I didn't. And he's been in this trade ever since this move right here. He been in since, I don't know if it was this candle or this candle, but he's been in this US 30 ever since here. And let me tell you, this dude, I don't know what kind of account he got, but all I know is this is 2,828 points.
Damn.
And even if he just used the lowest lot size,
right?
That's $2,828 right here. So,
but that's a lot of days. That's on the daily, right? So that's
on the daily. This on the daily. He's been holding it since then.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
He got it after this news right here, right? He broke. He got in and stacked his orders and
that's
took
like
his order.
That's like a month.
Yeah.
Over a month.
So
he just sat and left it and waited.
Yep, but like he did, like I told you, he took this break, took portions of it because he stacked his orders, right?
And left it. Okay.
20, he stacked one of them as 20 points and let those take profit. He closed out up here on another one, and then he let the other one just ride, like, and just he just held it. Because when you get something like this is the market changing direction. Like
the railroad. That's the railroad.
Change directions. Like after this, you were going in a downtrend. You get this news right here. It breaks the direction of the market and sends it into the opposite direction, and you can just hold. Like if I get another setup on this, like I'm just waiting because I want one of these like you got. So
you know,
shoot. And then all you doing after that is you just managing your trade. You know, you just every day. All right, I'm gonna put my my stop loss right here. All right, I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. All right, I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. All right, I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. And if it don't take you out, you just in it. You know.
Right.
All right, it made another low. All right, that means I need to put my stop loss right here. And now you just like, when is it going to make a new low? You don't know. All right, let me put it right here. This is the closest thing to a low. I'll put it right here. If it break down in reverse.
But you're so much in profit, you don't even care. I mean, you care, but you're not even worried about it because you're not going to be out of profit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you are.
You just got to check on it once in a while and move your stop loss.
That's it. You are risk free at that point.
Wow.
And that's why I say, like, I'm not a swing trader. I'm not a day trader. I'm not a scalp trader. Like, I trade what I see. And
right.
If I see a harmonic setup, if I see support and resistance rejection, if I see a candlestick pattern, if I see, I think, Alex, you just said you're reading the Candlestick Bible. You said
I don't
that?
know if she's still here. Is she still here?
I don't know if she's still on.
I think they're gone.
Yeah, she's not on. But I trade
They can
candlestick
just look
patterns
at
like
it.
it.
Right, like the railroad and Morning
Yeah,
Star
yeah. Like
and
this is a harami right here. This is a harami near a support area, right?
mhm.
So this is a reversal signal. So that means that I need to consider a buy down here because this is formed a resistance area right here. This is just a channel right here.
It's gonna go up, touch that, and then come down
Yep.
and go.
This is the same setup, but on a larger time frame as we just went over with the news just now.
hmm
Like, look at how similar this is, right? So, we just traded the news just now, basically the same way that this looks on the US 30, but it's on the hour time, on a 1 hour time frame, right?
Okay.
All this price action is held up in this area, right?
hmm
We got ceilings here. We got a ceiling here over through this area. We got a floor right here.
hmm
And now we got options. We can wait for it to break this box, or we can trade within it. And even
mm
trading within it, you get a good range. You got the option to go. This is what 176 pip range. That's good, you know.
Yeah.
You get a
So you
sale
just
from the
trade in
top.
the box.
If you get a sale from the top, you try to ride it down to the bottom for 176. Or if you get a buy from the bottom, you try to buy it to
So
the
would
top.
you suggest a no, you probably wouldn't suggest any sell stops or buy stops because it could just break through and then you're in trouble, I guess.
Over on this US 30 setup.
Like in the box, like you could put sell s- the sell stop and a buy stop at the top and the bottom, so when it touches, it goes down. You know what I mean?
Well,
But if it doesn't go
no, you
through,
want to
then
use
you're in
a buy
trouble. A
limit and a
limit?
sell limit.
Okay.
So
Okay, for
you
the
put your
box.
buy limit down here. So once it gets down here, it buys.
Oh, right. It bounces off. Right. That's what a limit is. It bounces off. A stop is it goes through.
Yeah. And then you put your
Mm-hmm.
sell stop up here. So that way, if it sells back down, you can get pulled back into it. And
Yeah. Okay, that
so,
makes
and in this case, you got, you have confirmations from, you can take this trade, like you have your floor, you got your ceiling. So that's your support resistance. Then you use candlestick action to get your confirmation on when you should get in, right? So this is on the hour, right? So I'll switch down to a lower time frame to see when I should get in, right?
because I've
So
been loving the 15 minute lately.
yeah, the
I've been doing a lot
15
of trading
minute.
on the 15 minute.
Sometimes I do the 5, but I scout into the long term direction, you know? So
Okay.
I may take the 5 minute chart and get in a trade that I'm gonna try to take for an hour, you know, or for a
hmm
month or for a day, you know.
But you
I'm
get a
just
more
looking
precise
for,
entry that way.
yeah, just looking for the best entry. So to me, if I'm seeing this, you got wick rejection right here in this area, right?
hmm
So that would have been the entry for the buy to
Bye.
the upside. Don't see a good sell entry, but you could take this one.
hmm
But I would wait for a pull. I would, if I didn't get in at the top, I wouldn't trade in the middle of this. You know,
Right, because that's too much consolidation.
too
Yeah.
much. You don't know
Mhm.
what direction it's going to go.
Right.
So the best setups would have been here, and then you could have taken this one right here. You would have been in drawdown a little bit, but this one, no drawdown right here at
hmm
all. If you
And
get
US 30 is like it's cash, right? Like how isn't it like highest paying? back for your pips or something?
Yeah, it's just the pip ratio is different. Like 4 points, a 4 point movement on US 30 is 1 pip. So if something moves a um, thousand pips, you just got 250 points. And the thing is, the US 30 will do that. Like this could, you see this price range right here, right? So like this just moved from, this box alone is from 725,788 to 25,965. And then that is that particular move. But like if we go back and look on the hour, right? This is a almost 1,000 pip move right here in one day.
Mm. Okay, so they're saying it moves a lot faster and higher
Yeah.
than.
So in one day you got,
you could make a lot of money that way. Okay.
right. You got
Basically,
almost 1,000 pip move right here. This is what? This is 686 point move right here. So you got that move in one day, you know. So that's
in that consolidation, it's gonna break out, right? What do you think?
This is setting up for a good trade. Whatever.
That's gonna break out and it's gonna go somewhere.
Yeah, this like, setting up for a good trade. Like I would trade it to the downside because this is the first time it's been back at this price area in a long time. So I'm not expecting it to break out of this area
any higher
until after it's dropped down and reached and found a pullback first. So like it hasn't been here since, what day is this? November 29th.
That's my birthday.
Oh yeah, see, so November 29th. Then it hasn't. The last time before that was the 9th. The last time it's been any higher than those is here on October the 3rd.
Wow.
And you got this high here. This was January of 2018. So you got one, you count this 2, 3, 4, 5, and I guess you can count this as 6. But you've had 6 touches at this price area, and since last year, since over a year ago, only 6 touches at this price, and it only held above here one. It only held above here for 2 months here. Held above here for 3 days, 2 days right here. It held above here like 15 days. It held above there. So this is not a strong area. So like coming to this point, it's not a good sign that it'll hold this initially. It may break and it may push up to one of these areas and then push back down. If it does break and hold that area, it'll look something like this price range right here. This is this is the buy. Like if it buys up, it'll look something like this right here.
Okay.
It'll look something like this because it's got to push up through, retest this area again, and then push up. And then now, if it does that, then you're
really set up for them.
Yeah.
You're really for the sell, I guess, at that point.
Yeah, you're really looking for the sale right now. But before, I mean, it's got to be confirmation. You know, you got to get confirmation that it's ready to sell. Get some setups like this. A Morning Star right here. Morning Star. Got a you got a bullish engulfing candle right here. Another Morning Star. Another one. All this is at these key levels. You got a bullish engulfing right here. You got this Harami right here. Another just got wick rejection right here. It just wicked and rejected the price immediately. Let me close these orders out. I'm still holding it. Those buy stops.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So those done for the day.
So do you have a pair that you like, or you just go through them all and look through
them? So it depends on what kind of trade I'm looking for. During this time of day, I'm usually trading Tokyo session. So I'm trading Tokyo pairs, and I'm trading Sydney pairs because those are the two markets that are in session right now.
Right.
So I would be looking at pairs like EA, GA.
Right. Any A's and J's.
A's and J's. Those are what I'm trading this time of day. Because usually when I get off work, I'm opening my computer and I'm looking at the market for trades to set up for the evening. As soon as I get home, like I don't trade the 5 o'clock break because I'm stuck in traffic at most of the time, But if I can, I'll trade that. But I definitely try to get in once the 7 p.m. Tokyo session open, because at that point price is kind of settled, and then you should have good movement after that point. So I would be looking at GJ, UJ, EJ, and then a lot of times I look at those because they move in correlation with each other.
Right, so you can get into multiple trades. Like
multiple trades, yeah.
I've seen that all day today. Like they're moving the same. Like
same exact thing, right?
Yeah.
So, dang, I don't even remember marking this up, but.
Oh wow.
I don't even remember marking this, but.
So you basically do the support, resistance, and the trend lines. You do support, resistance.
Support, resistance, price.
And the trend line. I see price. You do the boxes.
Yep.
You put the trend lines. You put the boxes. Because that's the price action, right? There's a box, the rectangle.
Yep. Trading structure, like this structure. So what I'm looking for here is a breakout structure. Where they're gonna go? Is it gonna break up? Is it gonna break down? I don't mess with it in here, and if I do, I'm only trading from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to the top. And get in right here, and I'm going up here, right? Same thing. This structure right here. I want to trade from this to this. I'll trade the breakdown right here. If I can get in from this point, this is probably news, so I would have probably got in around here and took this down, and then I'm out. I already know, like we just did, I already know based off of this wick that if this broke off of news, is likely to stop right here.
Okay.
That's just like it is right here.
That's the resistance.
Yeah. And like a lot of people don't trade with volume on their Forex charts, but volume says a lot. Volume tells you when people are in the market and when people aren't in the market. So
that's that stuff at the bottom, you mean?
Yeah, that's what this is. And I trade volume. I traded stock before. So
Oh, okay. So that's the
stock
history.
stocks, you need to have volume when you trade stocks because you got to know when's the best time to get in the market.
So
And you
show me
know,
when.
huh?
So when would be the best? Look, so I see the reds and I see the blues, the
Yeah,
greens, whatever is green for you.
yeah.
So what are you looking for
So
when
this
you
is
buy?
another thing you do. You when you want to know, like, of course, you know when that this is UJ, so you know UJ opens up at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right?
Okay.
But you also want to know like when are the best times after that or during that time frame when you should trade it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what you do, what I do, and how I trade, like when I do trade US 30, I know that the volume tends to kick up at certain hours, right?
Okay.
And I would go back and I look at each of those hours and look at each of the time frames to see when the volume kicked up the most, right? And then
Okay.
if I look at those time frames to take trades, because I will see like, you know, here is a pivotal moment for that pair throughout the day. So you can see that when the market opens for UJ, it spikes up the volume right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
This pair, this particular time frame right here, you see that volume spikes right here. You got another area where you got volume spiking right here for this particular day. Volume spike here. You got another volume spike here. And you got another one right here. That's the market open. You got another one. And like you can just go back and see like on and on throughout
The times.
different pairs. Like, all right, I should probably take the trades for these pairs during this time or during this
Mm-hmm.
time. But like I can see that it spiked during that time over here, over here, over here, even over here. And then it also spiked during this time, during this time. It didn't really move on this day. It may have been this was a holiday. On the 18th was a holiday, so
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have a lot of movement. But the next day, you got movement here, you got it here, you got it over
Hmm.
here, you
So
got it
that's when you would think about trading
right. So
that
that's
time.
when you would actually think about trading it. And it's the same way with like people enter into like US 30. Like US 30 should really only be traded between 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till around noon. And then again between 2 to 4 p.m. If you traded before that, sometimes you can get a setup during the London session. Sometimes you can get a setup during London, and those are good times to get entries because the market's kind of slow. You will see some rejection, you'll see some pullbacks during that time, and those may be good times for you to get an entry. So,
Okay.
and that's around like 3 o'clock, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m.
Right, when I'm asleep. Just kidding.
Yeah, I mean, sleep,
That's
but like, you
put some
know,
alerts or something, right? 3
I mean,
a.m.
you could get the alerts just to know to check and see what's going on at that time.
Okay, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and 5 a.m.
And 3 to 6, basically. 3 to 6. That's what you're looking at.
3 to 6. Okay, for US 30.
Yep. That's
Wow.
you look for you look for direction at those candles. Those candles kind of give you like a prequel of what could happen as far as like how the market could move on that day.
Oh, okay. So like during the day.
Yep. So I'll go back to US 30.
Okay. So you
US
okay.
30, right? So this is your 6 a.m. candle right here. So all right, so here's 3. This is Euro, this is London session open, right? You get a good push. This is for the 19th, right? So you get a good push down, right? It's already kind of in a downtrend, kind of consolidating. We don't really know what's going on, but on this candle, we get a wick low, right? We get this long wick on the bottom, so we can see is setting up for a possible move up or a push down through this. And you'll know on the next candle, it tries to push up and it fails, and it fills in this wick right here.
Huh.
Fills in this wick over here. Fills in the wick, right?
Okay.
It fills in the wick right here on this candle.
Okay.
So, all right. So now you're thinking, all right, it's gonna push down, right? And you get that set up, right? You got the 4 o'clock candle. Then you have the 5 o'clock candle that kind of holds and tells you, all right, maybe this may push back up. It rejects it. Your 6 o'clock candle. The 6 o'clock candle is basically when the markets are like opening up for the U.S. The U.S. markets start to open because it's people waking up in the morning. It's people taking a look at this candle, this huge 4 o'clock candle, and they're like, oh, this setting up for a sale, to push it down. And it does go down, right? But now you got your 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock candle when the market actually opens at 9:30, and it pushes it in the opposite direction. But you could have been in the trade down here. You could have been in down here because you have this area over here that created the floor, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And this is what's called a swing point right here. This is a swing point. And like, I always consider the market as like stairwells, right? So this is a swing point. You can set your low and the high of your swing point and just sit it and leave it, right? If it breaks down, it's likely to bounce off of this swing point and push up. Just like this made a new swing point. Once this breaks out, it's going to make another swing point. You got another one right here. Over here, right? If it pushed down and sells off, guess where the next place that is likely to push down to? Right here first. If it breaks down through this, guess where it's going to go? It's going to come down here and push down here next. If it breaks down even further, you got this swing low right here, or you got consolidation right here. So those would be your targets. Like that's how you know where the market could likely go. And if it breaks down, you know that your first area you should consider to take profit would likely be here or here, because that's already your floor anyway, right? You got here and here. If it breaks down through this, this is your next area that you need to look for. And you can even say here, possibly keep your eye on this area, but this would ultimately be the goal for if this breaks down, this would ultimately be the goal right here.
Wow.
But it's one trade.
And so when would you get in to this US 30? When would you get in? It's showing that it's going down now, but
it's wicking. Yeah, it is wicking. Like this is like, so I still would not get into this right now. Like I would wait for those 3 to 6 candles before I would consider entering this. because you just don't know. I need to have those. I need to have the confirmation from those candles before I get in. Like the candles that come between 3 and 8 are the candles where I look to enter on. 3 and 8 a.m. That's where I look to enter.
Oh, 3 and 8 a.m.
Because you can see, like, here is the 3 o'clock candle. This push down. If I had all right, I thought this was gonna buy up. I got a confirmation after that to wait until I got down here to take a buy down here.
Mm-hmm.
I would have saw the wick rejection on the lower time frame at this particular area for the buy right here, right? And then what also happens is here you got your 6 a.m. candle, 7 a.m. candle is where you enter in, right? You got your 8 o'clock, your 9 o'clock candle, the market opened up and it pushed down and then it pushed back up. And then you got your sell-off candle. This one acts as another entry, right? So you can take it, you can hold through this because you already in on this candle. So you can hold through this because you knew it was going to be a sell-off at some point. You knew people were going to take profit. That's where this candle come in right here.
Oh, that one.
This one acts as a retest and break over here. It doesn't even push down. It pushes up immediately. This is the 11 o'clock candle. This is the 12 o'clock candle. Everybody, the market kind of calms down during
12
to 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then everybody kind of sneak in at the 2 o'clock hour, push the market back up. But something happened at 3 and pushed it back down and let it close all the way out. Close at the end of the day. You got the same thing repeated right here. You got 3 o'clock candle, 4 o'clock candle. You don't know where it's going yet. If you held this from here, you would have been good. But where do you enter in the next time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the middle of price.
Right.
You don't know which direction it's going, right? So now you're here at the 3 o'clock candle is moving up. The 4 o'clock candle rejects that move. The 5 o'clock candle pushes the market back up. You still don't know where it's going, but guess what you got at 6? You got a wick on the bottom. That's your first signal that this may push back up, right? Got a doji on the 7 o'clock, another wicking candle. You got a wick. You got a hammer, a spinning top on the 8 o'clock candle, and this is where you take your entry, right here on this 8 o'clock.
You know it's gonna go back up
because you got that candle telling you got 3 wick rejection. You got a rejection of this support. It didn't come all the way down, but it turned near this area, right? You hold the trade till 10 if you want to, and you got this all the way. You got a sell off between lunch, and you got a reverse. You got a bunch of craziness going on during this time. This was probably news right here. And if you miss the move in the morning, you should have another setup between 12 and 2. You should have another setup usually between that time frame. So if you missed all this, around 12 to 2 p.m., you will have a setup to take into either the next day or to take until the close of the day, right? In most cases, you'll have a setup. So we'll come out of this consolidation area and go into some actual price movement, right?
Okay.
So this is on, let me see, what day I like. All right, so here is the 3 o'clock candle. You got a great entry right here, right? On this 4 o'clock candle, you got it looking like it's going to push up. You got some consolidation right here, right? Over the past couple of days. You've already drawn this line right here, right? Because you see that you got wick lows and wick highs. So you got a swing point right here. Swing point right here. So you already know that you got these swing points, right? I could have price, if price breaks, it's going to come up. You know this already. You know that if it breaks this structure to the upside, it's going to break, and then it's going to come back down here, and then it's going to push back up. You know that. You also know, because of this price area, you also know that if it breaks to the downside, it's going to push down to here. You got a swing point right here, right? Going to push down to here, push back up, touch this again, and then it's going to break down. You already know. And you know where it could go, which is likely here or here, but I'm going to just draw it there, right? You know that you got one of these moves that could happen out of this area, right? And then you look on the next day, you got your entry set up right here, and you can take this trade. Remember, we can trade through this if we want to.
Right, because it's in the box.
This if we want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't have to. Okay, hold on. We can trade through this if we want to, but you know, it's just floor to ceiling, nothing big, no crazy moves. No crazy moves, just floor to ceiling, ceiling to floor, right? So if we get this and we're not able to get in on this candle, right? It's 4 o'clock in the morning, right? We see this move. We see our first attempt to break this area right here. It breaks it, right? But guess what it just did? Push down to our area right here, right? Here's our swing point. It pushed down to our swing point. It pushed through the first swing point right here and reached the swing low, right?
Mm-hmm.
It pushed all the way down there, right? So we see it broke our initial zone, our zone right here. It broke out of this zone, pushed down through our first swing point. It tried to reject it and tried to push back, right? But it pulled back at our second swing point. Pushes back up where? Back to our initial breakout right here.
Mm-hmm.
And then it moved down for the real move right here. This all happened. So you would have gotten your entry either at this break, but you would have got drawdown right here.
Right.
Or
Because it went back
wait for this 10 o'clock candle and take this move down from here.
That was 10 o'clock, not 8.
This was the 10 o'clock. This
AM?
setup took a little longer. This one took a little longer. But like I said, you seeing the setup based off of those earlier candles though.
Mm-hmm. And based off of where it bounced off before.
Yep. All of these earlier candles, the 3 o'clock, the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, this move happened. This move down on these two candles happened because of what happened at this 5 o'clock through 3 o'clock on down on 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock candle.
In the morning, 3 in the morning to 9 o'clock.
Yep.
Huh.
Yep.
So you would be able to tell by 3 o'clock in the morning what it's going to do.
Between 3 and about 8 for sure. You can tell.
Wow.
In most cases. And sometimes it doesn't move. If it doesn't move during that time, you will likely get a move between 2 and 4. If it doesn't move early, it'll move late. One or the other. In this case, we would have already had, like, look at this move right here. This move is beautiful because guess what? We already got swing points from, we don't even have to draw anything else on the chart.
Right. You just blew right through them.
We already see where it's gonna go. You got a double top right here. Bam, bam. Drop down right here. You got a double top. This move happened. This is 1, 2, 3. This is a 3 a.m. This is the 4 a.m. candle. All right, I woke up. I didn't get up in time. Here go to 5. Here go to 6. Here go to 7. Here go to 8. I can enter on the 8 o'clock candle. This is the retest of this swing point right here. And then I'm in the 9 o'clock candle. I'm good. I don't even have to come out of this. Like, this is one of those setups like I was telling you Nick took.
Right.
This breaks you into a whole different direction. Like, now you just managing the trade because you can hold this. You still in it. You still in it. You still in it. You can still be in it throughout all this consolidation. And then you don't actually get pulled out of the trade till probably right around here. Or if you get it up here, like I'm trailing my trade, so I probably would have got stopped out right here or somewhere up here, depending on how I was paying attention to it. But and then you got the next setup. Here go another setup for a big move right here. Happened based off of those early candles. So but this is just not, this isn't just this pair though. This, once you learn like the pair, you'll know like when you should be trading it and when you should be when's the best time to trade it, you know. So when are the best moves to trade it, you know. So yeah, you know, that's just that's it. This is I'm gonna add you to this group right here. This is my group that I just got a small little group of people that are from Kim's group, and like every now and then we jump on calls like I'm doing now.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody's in there, like they were trying to help each other. And they trying to help each other out, and you know.
So that was helpful. Yeah, the times you gave me, because I know support and resistance and all how to draw all those lines that you just did, and I know about the box too, the rectangle, but I didn't know about the times. Like you were showing me literally through each candle what time, 3 a.m. and this is the 5, and you could have gotten in at this time. I'm like, oh crap, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Once you start recognizing that, there are pairs that you know will move at certain times. Like, of course, the U.S. pairs move at between 8 and 12 a lot. You know, you got news that moves those pairs. So like, we could do the same thing on let's look at like on USD CAD, right? Like USD CAD, right? We'll take this. Like here, you see this volume right here?
Yeah.
Telling us we should trade this during these times, right? I'm not as familiar with UCAD, but that's something that I would look for, you know? Like, here's when I should trade. Here is when I should trade. Here is when I should trade. Here is when I should trade. Like, it's no point of being in the market when it's no volume, no volatility, right? Like, it's for you forcing it at this point. You just trading price action and technicals, which don't always lead to wins. Like I won't be in the market during times when it's just nothing going on, you know, unless something like this trade right here, this may have, I may have got into this, you know, but you know, that would have just been the circumstance, you know, that I would have got into this. This looks like news or something like that, you know. During this day, the best time to trade this was these candles that are green and with the volume, right? The best time during this day was this same time frame. So this is when I should be looking to take trade. Like you can just scroll back, like each day, like you see that the biggest moves happen when you have the most volume of traders each day around this same time. You know,
Wow.
you have exceptions, of course. You have the days that it doesn't move, or it moves during a different time, or before or after that. Of course, nothing's perfect, but you're not looking for perfection. You're looking for probability. You know, the highest probability is the market will move during this time. You know, that's what you're trying to stay. That's what you're trying to get. You know, and I'm not gonna trade UCAD at 8:25 p.m. You know,
Right, definitely.
like right now, I shouldn't be touching UCAD because UCAD is at a low volume time frame right now.
Mm-hmm.
I shouldn't be trading. I shouldn't be trading Euro USD right now because let's see when you should be trading that. Euro USD, look, low volume. Nothing's going on right now. And of course, technicals will give you trading opportunity. Like this could be a break of this consolidation right here and push it down, of course. But let's scroll back, right? All of this is when you should be trading this, right?
Right.
This is when you should be trading. This is when you should be trading. This is when you should be trading. Same thing over and over. Each day, this is the peak area. That's where all the money is during that time frame. And every now and then, you will get an opportunity to enter on the low side, on the what is this? Oh yeah, this was my drawing on this pair. All right. Every now and then you'll get an opportunity to get in on a move.
When it's going to be long term.
For a long term move. But, you know, we not trying to do that. We trying to get this. And like here is GBP JPY. Like a setup that I put together on another day, right? So my thing was that it was going to retest this support, this trend line. And the initial trade, this did go, but we got news, and news broke it all the way out.
Oh.
So the news right here took this, like I had it set up for a buy and a sell. So I would have been able to get this buy and never would have had to get out of it. So I would have been taking this buy around this area where I put my price box right here.
Wow.
And that would have been I took this trade. I took the rejection off of this trend line and took it down. I was in profit, but the bigger move was this upside move. So I missed the upside move, but I did get paid off of that. Then this one, I think this was a similar setup right here.
So you're doing. So I see this says level, like 5R level, something level.
Yeah. When
is
I
that
draw
a Fibonacci or no?
No. So when I draw my lines. I like to know where this is coming from. Like, is it a support resistance level from the weekly?
Oh, week 1, got it. Or the hourly.
Or is it from the 4 hour? Like, because you know, if it's from a weekly, you're gonna get a bigger reaction. You're gonna get more rejection at those levels because it's a weekly level, right?
Right.
If it's on an hour, I'm gonna get more reaction on a shorter time frame than I would if I'm trying to trade. If I'm trying to trade something on 5 minute at a weekly zone, I'm probably for sure gonna take a sale right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's likely that I will have an instant reaction off of that. You know, so
It's more resistance.
yeah. Let's see what happened on this one. This one did our move right here, and so up to here, like we said, it was on this, and then it gave us the sell too.
Hmm.
It gave us both trades. It gave us this buy here, which was actually the buy was from supposed to be from here up until here, right here, and it did that. It rejected that trend line, and then I figured that if it didn't push up, it would break down from here and push down. But it gave us the other move. It gave us this last setup right here where it broke up to test the line again, and then gave us the sell right here. And it almost came all the way down to our move, but it failed. And it failed
It
because
started consolidating, no?
it fell down here and wick. So you're still good though. You still got this is I think this whole move was supposedly almost 70 or 80 pips. I didn't even take this because I was not paying attention to this, but I wish I had it. But I set it up. Yeah, this is a 168 pip move right here. So I didn't take it, but
Hey, you were right. So next time.
yeah, next time you know. So I took a portion of this, but I didn't stay in it though. So
I see the yellow. I see the red. I understand the red lines. Oh, sorry.
my bad.
Just a second. I see the red. And now what's the yellow? Is the yellow like a higher time frame
Yeah, the yellow
trend line?
frame trend line.
So you did it on like a daily, and then the red would be like the weekly.
I started a weekly, draw up the charts from there.
Oh, okay.
Then I go 4 hour, then I go 1 hour. And if I see something that matches with the daily, I don't put it on there. Like, so that's GBP. That was from last week.
So would you do trend lines and support and resistant lines, and then you draw rectangles?
Yep.
Okay.
This another one. I think this one went for a buy. Yeah, so this one's still consolidating right here. This one is holding this channel. This one just holding this channel. If I drew this out, the channel would just keep going up. So it's respecting this top of this channel. So it's just kind of just going up. But I still took a trade off of it for, I think it was UJ was a sell buy. It was a buy. Yep. And so what I do is on Sundays, before I get on Kim's session, I'll jump on just like I'm doing now with the guys in the group. And, we'll just jump on, mark up charts, go over each other's charts. And then we'll just like give our impressions. And that's why I use TradingView. So that way I can,
you can share it.
Share it, yeah. And get in, get everybody's opinion on each of their charts and stuff like that. So
then you're set up for the week, basically.
Set up for the week, yep. And then what I also do is for my news, I always trade news. I don't care.
I see that. Wow.
I don't care like if it's 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Makes good money.
What I do is on Sunday, right? On Sunday, I am doing this. I'm coming into here on Forex Factory, right? Say this is Sunday, right? I'm doing this right here. And I'm gonna apply. So this is Sunday to Friday, right? I am going over the pairs for the whole week on Sunday. All right. So on Sunday, I usually don't trade, but on Monday is no news. So I know I will probably chill on the news on Monday and look for another type of setup, right?
Okay.
But on Tuesday, guess what? I got GBP. We don't know when it's coming out, but I'm gonna look at the other site to see if they know. I got GBP at probably like 4:30 in the morning. I got a 10 o'clock trade for USD. If I'm at work and I can get away, I know I can trade that. These I'll probably leave alone because
Right, just the red ones.
But I got Wednesday. I got CAD. I got CAD right here.
Mm-hmm.
Trading CAD pairs, and then I'm gonna be trading NZD and AUD on Wednesday
At 7 p.m. Nice.
yeah, and 7:30.
Woo.
Gonna be doing this the same time frame, and then
Okay, so when you do that, you're just gonna wait. You said you already told me. So 4. You do 4, and I know how you did it. Never mind. I remember. You said 4. Stop them out at 20 pips. The first 2. The second 2. The other 2 you manage. 1 you stop out, and the other one you just let run.
yep. And sometimes, so I just bought this
Nice.
new. I bought this trade copier, right? And I managed 2 accounts at the same time, so that way I can take the same trades in multiple accounts, right?
Nice.
So I got the trade copier, right? So now sometimes because I only have to put the 4 orders in, like I was putting 2 orders in on this account, 2 orders in on this account, and was trying to manage them within 2 different platforms. But now that I got the trade copier, now I can just do it all on one. So I'm about to test out. Like this week, I might take some losses because I'm testing out some stuff with the trade copier. And for me, I can't trade in my demo account. I gotta feel the money being lost. I gotta feel the money being gained.
Right.
I need to have the emotions. I gotta have those emotions so that way I can know how to react. So I just, I'll take a little loss. If I blow up my little account, then I know how to get it back up, And but I ain't got enough that I'm not losing a lot, to the point where I'm gonna be like sitting over here about to, go crazy and go postal or nothing like that. So
Right.
I'm okay with losing, $500 or $200.
Really? You're okay with that? Woo! I'm
Because
like,
I know how to
because
get it.
you could get it back. Wow, that's deep.
Like one news trade, I can make $1,000 off of.
Woo!
And one
That's
news
deep.
trade.
So how did you wait? Because I need to get to that moment, like the emotional part of it. I'm just doing $8.
Man,
I need to be able to see $1,000. How do I get from $8 to 1,000?
like it comes from losing. Like you gotta lose. Like
Right.
you have to learn how to lose. Like you don't get good until you know how to lose. Like some people got, it's some people that just naturally picked this up and just know and took it and ran with it. I applaud those people. I applaud the shit out of them. Like I wish I was them, man. But like, like the rest of us that just don't can't control our emotions. We have to learn how to be humbled by the market. And like the market beats you up a long time, and then you just gotta like buckle down and just be like, hey, this is I want to do this. This is what I want to do, and I'm about to figure out how to do it.
Right.
And that's just where it is. Like it. I still struggle. My problems are impatient. Like
Me too.
I will make my eyes and I will make the order see something that ain't there, even though I know for a fact that I didn't mark up a chart or I didn't mark up something. I'll hear something in a group and just be like, oh, AUD movement. All right, click. I'm in. Damn, I lost
Mm-hmm.
money because I didn't even look at the
Right.
chart. Like, why? But the chart that I marked up was GBP, JPY. That that moved exactly how I said it was gonna move, but I didn't take that trade because I was jumping in with everybody else. Like, it still
Right.
happens, it still happens, and you just gotta get that kind of stuff under control. And the only way you get it under control is if you lose. Like, you say, like, damn, I can't do that again. Like,
Right.
I'm not about to do that again. So let me not just jump into the trade. And if I do jump in the trade, let me jump to a lower time frame and confirm to see whether I can get a good entry
Hmm.
before I just jump in.
Right. 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 For
So,
me, for me, it's like, okay, I'll trade and I'll get like 8 to 10 blues and just be
mm,
like, yes, I'm blue, I'm blue, I'm blue. Now I want to jump in with like a 0.5 and then lose like
yeah,
five, like just lose real quick. And I'm like, dang it,
yeah,
And then I get humble again. All right, I gotta stop over leveraging,
yeah.
whatever.
That's all it is. Like, that's all it is. You gotta lose. Like, that's the only way. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you
That
can't
makes
just
sense.
figure it out, and if you're not the type of person that just got nerves of steel, you know what I mean? Like, you you have to feel the market. You know, you have
Right.
to feel it.
So
Like, I couldn't demo trade. Like,
I couldn't either. I couldn't.
I couldn't. I'm the type of person, like, my mom would tell me not to touch the stove.
Mm-hmm.
She could tell me every day, and I'm still gonna be the kid that go over there and touch the stove or try to pick up the food before it cool off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one
Until
that's
you
gonna,
learn.
like, try to eat the potato while it's still hot and get burnt. My whole mouth
Mm-hmm.
burned up now, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna eat the potato again until it cool off. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
you learn. Right, that's true. Yeah.
yeah.
You're
So,
like, get good in demo. I'm like, I can't.
yeah, yeah. You can't just lower your lot size to not even to like a point zero nothing. Like, lower it to, like, lower it to the point where if you win, you're gonna be like, all right, okay, cool. I like the way that felt.
Right,
I like the way
right,
I did the right thing. But also that same amount. Oh, I lost that. Oh, dang. All right, I know how that feels too. Like, that was a quick $20 that was gone. Like, what
right,
did I
right,
do wrong? Like, all right, that was a quick $50 or $12 that I got. But I
right.
did the right thing when I took the trade, or I did not do the right thing when I took the trade. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I get it right? And another thing helped out was keeping a journal. You know, um, keeping a journal, and whether I write in my physical journal, or you see how I drew up everything on here. Like, this is a journal to me. Like, I can always come back to this. And on my trading view, you don't have to have the pro account, but you can draw up and share your draw ups on trading view. And, like, anytime you want to just go back and see what you were thinking about something, like, I just started doing this, so I don't have a lot, but, like, here, like, this was my whole setup for EA, right? My whole setup, like, this is where I was saying I was going to enter. This is where I was saying my news.
Right.
I've been grading my trades. This was GBP. I can look back. I got this on my notebook that I wrote this up. Plus, I got it over here, so I can actually see, like, what happened. Because it gave me the opportunity to actually now not only do I have it written down, but I also can see the reaction. So
Right. So that's your journal. That's how you keep
this
your journal.
is, I got two. I write in one and I put this up here. If I miss it on one, I know I got it in the other. So I always got these because I marked my charts up for the beginning of the week over here on my trading view so that I can share it out. And then another good thing about this is when you have this, you got other people looking at your charts, right? And some people will comment, some people will comment down here. You can come back and see, oh, dang, like, all right, this is what's called social sentiment. Like, that means that is other people in the market that feel the same way that you do. So that's another confirmation. It's like, all right, 3 people at least, like 3 people also agree with me at least, on that one,
That's if you share it or
yeah, if
in
you
general.
share it, yeah, you can make
If
it.
you share it, if you share it in the chat, you mean?
Yeah, if I share it in the chat or if
Then
I
they can
post
look
it
at
on
it.
here,
Okay.
if I share it in the chat or I post it on here, you can get people, make it public and other people see this too, you know. You make it public. And then another thing with this is another cool thing is when you open up the pair, right? You can kind of get an overview of what the people on TradingView thinks about the pair, right?
Huh. So is this a pro account or just a free
It's a
one?
pro account, but you can do this in the basic one too, the free one. I just got a pro account because I invest in myself. I'm trying to do this
You're
full
making
time.
money now.
So this is just one of those $14.99 a month. I'm cool with that, like I'm all right. So you can kind of get a rundown before you even open up the chart. You get a little quick rundown. Got GBP JPY GBP USD. All right, I got this. Guess all right. Most people saying this is a buy.
Nice.
Most people saying this is a buy. Come over here. Here are some other people ideas. You kind of can, if you want to, you can kind of look through all this. But I'm not about to look at all this chicken scratch.
Right. Chicken scratch.
Global Prime is probably a great trader. I don't doubt it. But that's
too much to follow in there.
I wouldn't even know where to start. Wouldn't even know where to start. Matter of fact, let me see. He's got you can see his rep. Like, this is a good trader. So I know he know what he's talking about. But I don't want to try to do all this, He using what Chris Terry used.
Right.
What is this point? I can't remember what this indicator is called. I think it's I can't remember right now. But this is a good indicator. I would recommend this. It basically tells you where are people coming into the market the most. I think it's volume, sales. I can't remember. I know I got it written down somewhere.
That's a lot of stuff on there. Oof.
It is, but this particular indicator is a very, 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 very good indicator. I would use that indicator, but I don't like using indicators anymore. But I would use that one because that one is good.
It's going sideways.
Yeah.
Huh.
Value area and point control. That's what those are called.
Oh, do you know what? Since you're here, I want to ask you. There's a strategy or something on the Forex. I mean, on the same thing, and it says greedy. Did you ever look at the templates?
On where?
Anyway, it says greedy trader or something like that, and I clicked on that, and it has different. I forgot where I found it. I'll have to see.
I don't know.
But there's this greedy. It says greedy strategy. And I
In
don't know
the
what it.
group, or was it somewhere else?
Oh, it's on the trading view in one of the indicators or in one of the templates or something.
Oh no, I never.
And I was like, "What is that?" And I just put it on just to see what it was. And you should check it out. I don't know. I don't know what it does or what it means.
I
I
don't
guess I could ask.
know. I
But
don't know.
anyway, it was interesting. It's next to the same stuff as the Moku Cloud and Fisher Transform, and it's in that same. Oh, I guess it's called Built-ins.
Let me see.
That's what it's called. Anyway, you should check it out one day just to see what it is.
Indicator,
Yeah,
greedy.
some kind of yeah. It's in the indicators. It says Built-ins. Did you find it?
Yep.
I don't know what that is. I just wonder. It's funny.
Um,
You see the greedy strategy. I don't know. And then there's the stock screener. Well, you're a pro, so if you go into the stock screener, look at Forex, drop it down, and it'll say Forex. See that little arrow next to the stock screener? Hit that, and then it'll say Forex screener.
oh
And
yeah.
since you're a pro, you could go into the daily, different time frames.
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
probably seen that before already. Yeah,
I seen this.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I don't know what that
that
other
greedy one. Yeah.
I don't know what this probably someone's trying to create.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? I didn't know. But it puts stuff on your when you click it, it puts stuff on your chart, and I don't know what it means, but
Yeah.
anyway. But
Okay.
anyway, thank you so much.
No
So
problem.
this was huge. So that was really helpful, the hour times and the volume. Those are the two key things I was missing because I knew about the trend lines and the support and resistance, but I didn't know about the hour
Yeah, it's just
and
like
the
you gotta know
volumes.
when you should be trading. When you should be trading a
But
pair.
I like the news. That was good too. Like that, I think I'll definitely because that was easy enough. That was my first time doing that. So
You just gotta be quick with it. I don't recommend doing it from a phone because
right.
you can't get in and out of the orders that quick. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are, computer
That's
savvy,
awesome.
just knock it out, do it. It's quick and easy. It ain't painful.
Right.
You
So what about tomorrow? Tomorrow's nothing special, eh?
tomorrow is tomorrow there is a trade.
Thursday.
Tomorrow is a couple trades. I think GBP pairs are in play. I think they're in play tomorrow.
So
So
when you do the news, you just pick like one? Or how
yeah, I
many?
really only pick one because I stack, so I don't really need multiple.
Right.
I just
And
stack
then
my orders so that I
if
don't.
I have a, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
If I have $50, let's say I'm starting out with $50 in the account, how much do you think you would leverage if you only, because you built yours from 50 to 1250 or whatever.
I had 100 account, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, I wouldn't probably. I mean, for 50, I would not use. I would still be shooting low. Um,
So, like if
Probably.
it was you and you were about to trade with $50 in your account, what would you leverage for news?
Um, it was me. I'm a different animal. Like losing
Because
fifty
I'm,
dollars ain't really that much to me. But the
mhm.
thing is, so you can't. The thing is with trading news with a small account, you can't leverage high
Because they'll
because
not let you in.
if you only allotted so much margin with a
Mm-hmm.
small account. So
Mm-hmm.
margin for your account may be $20,
So you might so basically better start out with $100 then.
I would actually start off with more than that really, but if you are patient, if you get some good setups and you manage your trade right, you could get, you can take $100 trade, $100 account with, you know, 0.25, you know.
Okay.
You can take $100 account with like 0.5, you know, you can do that. But just know that if it does not go in the right direction or you get wicked into a trade, you need to get out immediately.
Quickly, right.
Like you can't take losses in that size account. Like you have to, all right, if it doesn't set up the right way, if it wicks you in and then reverses, because what'll happen sometimes is um,
It touches it and then goes in, but it moves
touches
in
it,
the
go in the
direction.
opposite direction. Like right here,
Mm-hmm.
if I had have had my order down here, right, it wigged
Mm-hmm.
me in and then pulled back. So soon as I
Mm-hmm.
see it pulling back, like ain't no hopefully that it goes into the other direction.
Mm-hmm. Get
Get
out.
out,
Mm-hmm.
get
Right.
out now and get out immediately. Like that's how you should get out the trade. Like there's no
Mm-hmm.
wait and see if it pull back.
Because you can always get back in later or not,
Right.
but
Because if
not
it
worth
happens
losing.
like that, then that means it's not going in that direction. And that means that you could take it for the reverse trade. You just mark it back into it in the opposite direction.
Got it.
That's
Mm-hmm.
your option if you get pulled in to try to make your money back that you lost. That you lost. Like if
Mm-hmm.
again, like if this was the case, this was news right here. It wigged me
Mm-hmm.
into the trade,
Mm-hmm.
right? Say it wigged me in right here. And then as soon as I got right here, it started to pull back. As soon as it breaks back over my sell, I'm out. I'm already
Mm-hmm.
out. And now it's
Mm-hmm.
coming back in. Once if I want to try to take the buy, I'm gonna wait to see what this candle does and see if it pushes back down and then mark it into it to take this up.
Wow.
That's how you handle it if it pulls you in and you
Mm-hmm.
take a
Cause
loss, you can get your money back if it reverses into the opposite direction. Sometimes it doesn't do that. Sometimes it
mm-hmm.
just holds, you know, it just holds and consolidates right here.
Hmm.
You know, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it breaks out. Sometimes you get out, get get wicked out, get wicked in, and it wicks all the way back up here, and it'll push back down. If
Hmm.
it does that, you mark it in. You know, if you feel like it's gonna push all the way down. But again, if you mark it in and it push down, you still managing it on your own. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Mm-hmm.
still making sure that if it reverses, you getting out immediately. No
Right.
bargaining,
Right.
no bargaining at all.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
If
Wow.
you ever want to see this again, I'm gonna post it on my YouTube page. Unload it on
Oh,
my
this
YouTube page.
recording? Oh no. They're gonna hear my voice.
It's all right.
Okay.
It's all right. You So I will post it in the group, and then you know, it'll be
Cool.
available. And questions. Are you already in the group? And you in Kim's group? So I'm in. I'm always talking in both groups. Um, so yeah. So that's it.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Peace
Okay.
out.
Okay.